Hello everyone, welcome to the Eternal Patch Breakdown. My name is Pojo, and I'm so excited to talk about patch 1.31 and all of the stuff that's coming with it. I'm not sure if this is actually the patch where all of the cool stuff is coming out. It has all been it's probably all been patched in. It's not being released until Monday, however, all of the really cool things. But we're going to talk about several different changes, and we're going to jump to the most exciting one first. I'm really psyched about this one. This is big announcement. Sealed deck mode is coming to Eternal. For those of you who don't know what sealed deck mode is, a sealed deck format is something that we've seen in paper card games before, where essentially you get a set number of packs, in this case 8 packs for Dusk Road, I believe 2 from Omens and 2 from Empty Throne as well, so sort of a division of those, more Dusk Road than Empty Throne, that kind of thing. And you just get all of these packs, you open them all up, and that is your entire pool of cards to build a 45 card deck from. So you construct this deck out of just your limited pool, and then you play that against other players who got different pools from you, different packs with different things in them, different rares, different legendaries, and basically what that means is that you have a very interesting limited deck construction that you can work with. But you have a lot more cards to choose from and a lot more like things that you can do with that to sort of make decisions around deck building. You don't have to make all of your decisions sort of like draft style where you pick one at a time and you sort of like eventually the deck just sort of forms out of your individual decisions. This is a thing that requires sort of a lot of thought and planning, and I really enjoy this mode. This is one of my favorite modes. It is my favorite mode. I've always really loved to play sealed, and I think it's just really fun to do. So the Sealed League, as it goes in Eternal, is going to play a little bit different from what we know of sort of standard Sealed. It's actually going to be a month-long type of event, so similar to Draft League and Ranked League, Sealed League will be its own separate thing that you can place in. And your first 10 League games will essentially give you the ranking that you're sort of wanting to get. So if you 10-0, you're pretty likely to be a very high rank in Sealed League. But you also get tiebreakers, so the next 20 additional games will break tiebreakers, break ties between other players. So if you go 6-4 and you win like your next like extra amount of games, then the person who won less of those games will break a little bit lower than you in the rankings. So that's sort of how it's working there, and that's kind of an interesting thing. Now here's the really interesting part. Of the 8 packs that you get to build your 45 card deck, and then you get an additional pack every week to improve your deck. So it counts your first 10 wins per week, and then each week you get to play another 10 to improve your status in the league or decrease your status in the league, as the case may be. But you're adding new cards to your list to play around with that idea and to fiddle with this. This is something that we've never actually seen before in a sealed format, and I think it's really kind of interesting and should be a lot of fun to play with. It's probably the thing I'm most excited about in terms of what the sealed deck league offers, and so that's really cool. Yeah, I think that is like really kind of the most exciting thing. Okay, if you join the league late, you can catch up in later weeks, so you'll get packs that you missed, and your limit on games that count towards the leaderboard will increase. So if you join in week 2, you'll be able to play 20 leaderboard games, so that you'll have the same total as everyone else, but you'll have fewer tiebreaker games available to play. So you'll be maybe a little bit behind on the tiebreakers if you want to go for like the very top status in the league mode. So you can join a sealed league at any time and just play all of your games and have a great time with it. And that's pretty cool stuff. Okay. Other things that are going on, we have the rewards are determined, of course, by final leaderboard standings. If you resign from the league, you're able to re-enter with a new set of packs, but only your most recent run will count towards the leaderboard. So if you get a really bad run and you want to just play again, you can go ahead and do that. Now, the cost of the league is 10,000 gold or 800 gems, and that's actually really interesting because this is one of the most gold efficient ways to buy packs that we've actually seen so far. Draft mode will get you packs at a slight up mark, but you'll be able to pick cards from those packs in order to sort of basically balance that out. With sealed mode, you play 10,000 gold, you get 8 packs, and then you get an additional 3 for the week or for the month. So you get 11 packs for the cost of 10, which not too bad as far as the general pricing goes, especially since the league also rewards you with some extra amount of things. I'm guessing the diamond chests and gold chests that you see as standard in other leagues. This is another opportunity to earn more premium cards, which is also pretty cool. I suspect that the rewards will be very similar to other leagues, ranked and draft, but just having that extra one will give you more cool things to play with. And if you don't like draft mode in particular, you can play sealed. If you don't like sealed, you can play draft. Now there's like a lot more choices for people who want to do different types of limited modes. And if you don't like ranked, you can play both draft and sealed, and you can have a pretty good time with that. I'm blown away by this change. I'm really, really happy that there's been this change, and that like basically there's just a new mode being added. This is like a really, really cool thing that's gonna be, I think, a big, big boon to Eternal and something really fun that other people can do. So that's the big news. Okay, let's go to the little news. There's actually a couple of interesting things coming out. First off, we have new card backs. We don't know what they are yet, but there are going to be card backs for each of the new chapters, which is what we are now calling seasons. Seasons in the game are now going to be labeled as chapters, and there's going to basically be like a bit of a story snippet related with each month that will sort of define what that chapter is about. So like this particular chapter is going to be about, I believe, what's happening in Argenport as Eileen invades right after the events of Dead Reckoning, or right in the middle of the events of Dead Reckoning. It's going to talk a little bit about that kind of stuff. So there's some pretty cool stuff there. We also have some named characters getting a searchable hero tag, which will help identify their special status in the world. This is currently not doing anything mechanical, but like basically certain cards will get hero tags. We will get like things like Vara and Caleb and like all of the Scions, all of the sort of named characters for the most part will get these hero tags to sort of just signify that they do something. It says all named characters, which does include like a wide variety of interesting options, but doesn't include some cards like, say, Cabal Countess, who is something of a player. However, Dizo would be probably a hero, and I believe it's actually mentioned that he is in the patch notes, or in some of the notes on the patch notes. What else has been going on? There's been some updates to the Twitch integration. There's a couple of bug fixes, UI updates. Nothing too major going on, but like there's a small list of cool things. Champion of Vengeance was not getting some bonuses for killer attacks. There's no balance changes in this patch. It's all interesting new stuff, and so we're going to be seeing a lot of interesting, fun stuff there. The main thing to get really excited about is sealed mode. I hope you guys, we're going to do a lot of stuff on sealed mode when it comes out. I'm going to be trying to release guides on it. I'm going to be showing off some sealed, and we'll be sort of like, we'll try and make some sort of new series based around sealed and figure out a cool format to sort of present our sealed pool and get going with like something really neat and show off that sealed pool each time around during the month. Might even be like a weekly thing where we have like a weekly video on our sealed games and we just have some like sealed highlights of those kinds. I'm very excited to do that because I'm really excited to play sealed. It's such a fun time, and we're gonna have a delightful day with it, so it'll be really, really cool. So these lore changes are really interesting. I'm very excited to see more of the lore, and I'm also excited to see basically the lore get filled out in a way that tells a better story. Eternal is always looking for new ways to tell stories at the moment. Like, it's very, very passive about it right now. It does it a lot through card text, through art, through basically like just minor things like voiceover and how characters interact with each other, and just like all these little clues combined with a couple of like text updates and thing have sort of led into a fairly rich and diverse world. And then the actual stories have been really good and have sort of blown me away. So like I've been really impressed more lately than I have been with the previous versions. I did not enjoy the first campaign as a story. The second one I thought was very well done, but was nothing like that completely like knocked me off my socks. And then the third one just did some really cool things with like mechanical storytelling and with other concepts that I think means that the game is starting to pick up some sea legs as far as lore goes. So I'm looking forward to seeing some more stuff being added to that. I'm very excited about the lore now. We're going to do some lore videos soon. And yeah, that I think is all of the news as far as things go. So look out for sealed mode on Monday at the start of the new season. There will be three leagues instead of 2, and that is just a huge thing that we're going to have so much fun with. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you next time with more Eternal, and we're going to play some Sealed. It's going to be a good time. Have a good night.